Here we go. Coming in hot. What is up, everybody, and welcome to a Hump Day edition of the DNVR
Guess
Locker
what
podcast.
day it is?
It feels like a hump day.
It does feel like a hump day.
More of a slump day.
Well, you're in a slump day. I can tell. You're
Got a lot
slumped in
going
your
on,
chair.
bro. I just got a lot going on. My mind's erasing.
The only thing Eric loves more than his work is telling people how busy he is.
Well, he just works so much. At some point, it's just the only thing to talk about. Just how busy he is.
Are you just going to sit here and take the slander, or are you going to fight back?
No, I'm hyping him up. I'm saying he's one of the
I'm
hardest.
currently hyping
What
you
a
up,
bunch
too.
of bullshit.
He's arguably the hardest worker at the company.
What a bunch
A
of
lot of
bullshit.
people
All
are
right,
saying that.
welcome to the show, guys.
We're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download it right now. Use promo code DNVR when you do, and you can win money just like I did last night on
What?
even odds. The Suns were favored by 6, but DraftKings, our good friends, they gave us that deal.
Yeah.
Plus 100 if you bet the Suns to win at home in Game 1. Of course they were going to win. They did
Right.
win. They won comfortably.
They won
And I got
with
rich.
Giannis playing and looking better than expected.
It's very true. That's
Yeah.
very true. We're going to talk about that game here in a little bit. We're also going to talk about the Nuggets, their G League team. The Grand Rapids Drive has a new name. We're going to reveal it live on this show. I guess it's already been revealed, but we're going to reveal it to you. And then we're going to talk about Jamal Murray was in Phoenix, guys. Took a very interesting photo. Took to Twitter to explain the photo. There's a little bit of there. We're going to play, is it a flagrant 1, flagrant 2, or common foul? And then, of course, the real topic of today's show, Usman Garuba. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I gave him a little Mexican flair
I
there.
think that sounds good. I mean, he's not Mexican.
Not
but
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, in any way Mexican, but I get it.
Usman Garuba.
Yeah, but
He's probably never eaten Mexican food. Right?
yeah, a little spoiler alert. We'll get there to this in the final segment today, but might be my favorite guy we've done so far. We've only done 3.
Very interesting.
But I think I might be a Garuba fan at this very moment.
Yeah. A lot to like.
My hour of research has really, and I'm stretching it when I say an hour. And then, of course, at the end, guys, Wednesday's the best day because we always snake draft, and we have a good one this week.
Yeah.
Despite what D-Line and Harrison said when I came up with the topic. Comedic actors. Comedic actors.
You can probably tell if you watch the snake drafts. Adam picks the topics usually.
Yeah, it's true.
And Adam
And then he
used
loses.
to work in movies. So a lot of
You
these
think I have an
topics-
advantage?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
absolutely.
All right, I like this. Nobody's ever credited it.
Absolutely.
But first, guys, we're going to start with the big news today. The Denver Nuggets have unveiled a brand new G League team. They were the Grand
Uncovered
Rapids
it, I would
Drive
say.
because you have the Detroit Pistons,
Yeah.
Motor City, whatever. We can't stick with that now that you're the Nuggets. You have to come up with some kind of pun. I always thought that the Miners would be the best one, but I'm not surprised they wouldn't take that. It's a little racy, I guess. It could be a little weird. It could be a little strange if you're say minor. The word like minor kind of sounds more of like in a child way.
Well, but it's a different word. It's spelled differently. I mean,
It's an occupation.
it is
What?
an occupation.
They were never going to go with what I thought was the
Right.
perfect one, but they did
It
go
was
with,
the easy choice.
in my opinion, a very good one.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please. Go ahead, Kale. Kale, we got
Kale has
to work on our timing here. It was an unveiling.
Kale has no panache.
It's
Panacheless.
the
Panacheless.
Grand Rapids Gold. It's the Grand Rapids Gold, guy, as you knew well ahead of time. They got the new logo. Wow, this is so anticlimactic. I was so excited for the drum roll and everything. There we have it. A logo and a name. Harrison, scale of 0 to 10. What are we giving the name and logo?
I think the Gold's a great name. I really do. It's
too.
simple, to the point, sticks on everything about the Nuggets in terms of a theme. Just 4 letters, nice and short and sweet.
One syllable.
Yeah, the Gold. I really like it. I mean, it's the second team to ever be named the Gold after the LA Gold in Entourage, of course. But I really like the Grand Rapids Gold.
This is exactly what I was hoping for when I threw it to
Yeah.
Harrison, an Entourage drop.
I really like
What
it.
are the LA Gold? I don't watch
It would have
Entourage.
been
Spoiler, I
the
mean,
NFL
shocker, I
team
know.
that Ari Gold was going to take to LA.
He named him after himself.
Yeah.
In the show, he's rich enough to own a football team.
He would have been one of the owners. I believe,
Wow.
Yeah, the Denver Gold has existed in Denver before for the arena football team.
Oh,
Really?
So the third.
Or maybe it was just was it an arena? It was
Not the one
the
that
United
Elway
States
ran.
Football League. Yeah, it was like one. Like every 2 years, there's some challenger league that crops
Yeah,
up
yeah, of course,
to take
yeah,
on the NFL,
yeah.
and then there's the XFL, the whatever. It just comes USA Football. This was one of those, the Denver Gold.
Yeah, I really like the name. The logo, I will defer to D-Line, but probably needs some work.
So, did you want me to go in, or did you want to?
Well, I had a little joke I was going to crack, but go ahead. Go for it.
Okay, so I put this on Twitter. I give the name a 7 out of 10. The Gold. I think it's okay.
Around 7, not like a 7.2, 7.8.
I don't. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of non-plural names for sports teams. I don't really like the Heat.
Yeah, because if we're gonna have to do the thing like when
Yes.
we write it, it's like it.
Yes.
No, not they.
Yeah.
It paints you into some
So
weird
true.
corners grammatically.
That is true.
As far thematically,
Like, he's the best gold I've
yes,
ever seen. Yeah,
yes,
like
the
that's-
top
that's
gold.
weird.
Right,
He's the top
yeah.
gold.
Like, wow, we need to really rally the gold. so
Mr.
that-
Gold.
Mr. You know what? I love it now. 10 out of 10. Mr. Gold? Holy smokes. I hadn't really followed this all the way to the
Oh,
end.
I can't wait to name the first Mr. Gold.
Dude, you know who's going to be Mr. Gold?
Who?
Bull, dude.
I mean,
and it's
if,
going to be
if he's Mr. Gold, that's a good thing for us.
Gold.
Yeah,
Holy
there's a lot to
smokes.
go there.
This is the greatest name that's ever been conceived. This logo, not great. This looks very much like something that would be conceived by somebody that put a Western Union logo underneath it and served it up as a T-shirt.
It definitely is one Western Union logo short of a T-shirt, a playoff T-shirt.
The other thing they've got going on.
It's like the same, even the score. That's what you're
Yes.
seeing, is it was.
Well, this is supposed to look like
Honda
a gold.
Motors, I
This is
think,
supposed to look
actually.
like a gold bar. You get the
Oh,
reflection.
that's
There's
what
not
we bring
much
D-line in for.
There's
Yeah,
not a
this is
ton of
great.
depth going on.
you say-
That is what their attempt is to get that
Beveled edge? Is that what you're
beveled
saying?
edge of a gold bar. I don't know if you've noticed in the R's they have a river for.
Oh.
Can you zoom in on that? Can we zoom
Yeah,
in?
there is a
in the
little river
counter
there.
form of the R, which is there's a
Oh,
presumably a river,
would you look at
potentially
that?
a road, but a river would make more sense.
a rapid, maybe.
Yeah,
Looks like a rabbit.
it does not look
Kind
like
of does.
like a little bit
Grand Rabbits.
the Grand Rabbits Gold. I'm not sure what the what is being signified by the red on the top of in the bottom of the basketball.
Probably
I think
just the Nuggets colors.
Yeah, I was thinking just where can we put
yeah.
this?
Flat
So
iron
it's
red.
like fine.
Yeah,
this
where
to me
can
like
we
I
put
mean, am I going to race out and buy gold stuff with this logo on it? Absolutely not. But you know what? It's like it. This I feel at peace knowing that this exists.
So this is what's funny about you and I is that you the art has to sort of earn your loyalty, and you're like, you know what, it's whatever. When I saw this, I was like, I got to go out and get a Grand Rapids Gold shirt, or I'll get a jersey or something at some
This
point.
is you're captive of the thinking that has propelled the Nuggets forward for almost their entire history, where they're like all.
I'm just beholden to loyalty.
Yeah,
here.
you're like right, and then meanwhile, nobody wants to wear their gear for years because it's
Yeah, that's
ugly.
true.
It's not there's nothing that exciting about this logo. That I mean,
You're not
to
wrong.
Be
You're
fair,
not
to be fair,
wrong.
Yeah.
there could be more to this. We've not seen the entire. There could be a whole suite of logos. There could be other things that go along with it. Like right now, that's a lot to imagine on a hat. Something that just says gold. We'll see, man. I don't know. I'm not. I would say I'm not over
Yeah.
the moon about it, but I'm also not under the moon.
You bring up a good point that just gold on a T-shirt,
Yes.
GOLD,
Yeah.
is a little weird.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Just those 4 letters
Yeah.
on a T-shirt.
Yeah, so we'll see. Well, I will, even though I've very clearly rendered judgment, I will reserve judgment until I see all of it.
I like also that you hypothesized that there might be a whole suite of logos when I'm pretty sure they just hopped on Fiverr. We're like, we need a basketball logo.
I don't know, man. Like the Nuggets have a whole suite of logos. They have
They do?
Yeah.
pickaxes, the ball.
The G League
this,
team
the
was
this.
forced upon them, though. I'm just kidding. I'm sure they wanted one. I'm just saying they were late to the party.
If they're, I mean, they're good at marketing for the, they definitely want to sell some stuff. So I think they got a problem. I don't know. We'll see
Grand
what
Rapids, by the way, has some pretty their fan base is good in Grand
Yeah.
Rapids. That's a good market.
That's what they're known for, I feel like. The attendance that those games get, the fan base there, because it's obviously the only show in Grand Rapids.
I'm telling you, I'm into it. There in years past we've had, Monte Morris on a two-way and Torrey Craig or this or that, and it's been like, you know what, they're so far off or whatever, and Denver doesn't have their own G League team. Now with their own G League team, I am interested in whoever it is they draft this year, but also, as we were talking about yesterday, the Summer League guys, like which one of these, now you're going to be watching the Summer League, not just for Zignaji and maybe Bol if he's still there, whatever, but now you're like, which of these guys can be on the G League team? Which of these guys give you just enough that you're like, you know what, bring them aboard, send them to Grand Rapids.
Yeah, which of these guys do one thing that you're like, oh, okay, like because of that one thing, he deserves the G League team.
You know what's going to be crazy is that when we're able to watch the Grand Rapids Gold, but not the Denver Nuggets on television.
That's so true. They're on Facebook or something. You can watch them online.
Oh, you can stream games online?
You can stream the G League usually.
It's news to me.
It'd be funny if it's like, no, they've blocked it out.
Because that's out of market.
It's out of market. You've got to get DirecTV if you want to watch the Gold. Like, well, F me, I guess. Moving on, guys. We have to go to a game. We have to go to an important game here of flagrant review.
Oh my God,
flagrant review because we've had a happening. Look at there, Scott Foster just looking smug as he can.
Just so excited to review something.
Oh my, he is excited to review something. We should have put up. What's the guy that they have? Javi, who's always agrees with the call or whatever.
Except he's actually disagreeing.
Oh, you mean Reggie Miller?
Well, Reggie Miller too. No, but they have Steve Javi, and they always bring up, and he's always wrong on the review. Like, I think they're going to overturn this.
Yeah.
Never do.
I said we should have put David Guthrie on there, but I don't think we want to be reminded of that.
Yeah, we don't want to be reminded of that.
Yeah. Campaign even. All right, so let's go to Instagram here, shall we? And let's scroll. What are people talking about on Instagram these days? Oh my God. It's Suns in 4 guy holding up a Suns in 4 with Jamal Murray. What the hell is this? What the hell is going on? We have Jamal Murray in Phoenix, like, okay, at a party thrown by Suns in 4 guy.
Yeah.
Taking photos.
Okay.
Go ahead. We have to go to the official
Why in
booth
God's
review
name
here.
is he at this goddamn party? Why is he at this party?
So my best guess is I'm going to give Jamal the benefit of the doubt and say he didn't go there specifically because this guy was throwing a party.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. I mean, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Riot House in Scottsdale, I've been there, is like on this corner where it's like the downtown clubby part of Scottsdale.
I've been there too.
Riot House, like one of the big ones.
It's actually pretty great. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So I wonder, like,
Very
was
bright.
it just a coincidence that he went to Riot House and Suns and 4 guy was there?
Do we have the video version, Kale?
Oh yeah, can we go to the
do a
video
deeper
here?
dive? Yeah, we need to go to
deeper dive.
We need to
here?
go to Secaucus on this one because
Secaucus.
so we need another angle.
All right, got a little dance in. There's the angle.
So here's the thing, all right? So look around.
Right.
Okay, this party not that well attended.
There's nobody there. There's
not that
nobody
well
there.
attended. Like I was like,
The
all right,
DNVR bar on a Tuesday night
so
kind of
like
vibes here.
just to counter what Harrison is saying, like, there's just magnetism to this place. Everyone, gravity to it. It's in a prominent place. Maybe you just float it in. This is a very sparsely attended party thrown by Suns and 4 guy. I don't see any other NBA superstars there.
Well, it's a Wednesday night or Tuesday night
Yeah.
in Scottsdale.
Right, exactly.
Which
We
is
gotta
not close to the arena either. So it's
We got to get Jamal to the DNVR bar where he is loved. He'll be adored and loved here. Everybody wants to take
Suns
the photo.
and 4 guy loves him. Give him a
Suns and
hug.
4 guy, who, by the way, I don't even hate the guy. I got to hand it to him. He now has to wear that outfit every day.
He actually hasn't changed since the infamous night.
This guy is honestly doing a great job of capitalizing on his 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
As egregious as it may be from our perspective on it, but it
screw
is
that
hilarious.
guy.
He went out and bought like 20 pairs of khaki shorts so he could like 5 jerseys. So he could
It's
just
like
keep rotating
remember when
through.
J.R. Smith just wore his game shorts the final game of that series and then to the parade,
just get with no shirt
didn't
on.
take them
Yeah,
off
yeah.
and then was wearing them
Becomes
in
a brand,
Vegas or
yeah.
wherever they flew. Like, yeah, it's the same thing that's
How much
happening.
money this guy has made off
I
of
know.
this? He's
The
really-
Oso Blanco breaks up a great point. If the Suns were the Nuggets, Nug Life would have been hitting them hard right now. They are full on Smuggets right now.
They are.
They are,
They are
man.
in full-
Smuggins.
Dude,
Smuggins.
Yeah,
the
they're just walking tall.
the Smungs.
I got it. So here's the thing about it. I don't like this. This is one of those things where the veil gets pulled off, where you're like, we want our guys to hate the other guys as much as we hate them, and they're just kind of, we don't give a fuck, man. I mean, I'm out here Arizona watching the games. He's been tweeting about how, and I have to hand it to him too. The Suns fans have really impressed me, and this is coming off of a playoffs that I feel was unimpressive from a Denver perspective. I was really hoping from a little bit more from the Nuggets' fan base, and you have to tip your hat to them. Those Suns fans show out, man. They've been at the airport. You know, they've been greeting the players, and I always wonder, like, is Jamal Murray in Phoenix kind of being like, oh, man, this is what a real fan base looks like, this or that. I mean, I almost go to dark places thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't want to be in this part of your mind anymore. Like, you're congratulating Suns fans. You're on
bad.
Jamal Murray's side where he should be in this arena. Like,
I'm not on his side.
Screw that. Screw this. Screw you. Symbols mean something. Throwing up the deuce next to the guy giving the 4. Jamal, what are you doing?
Is this like insulting to his own teammates? Because like the guy is holding up a 4 as in like you guys lost in 4 games.
Yes. What are you thinking? Don't do this.
If I'm the teammate that played in this one, I'd be like, yo, we just lost in 4. We got swept and you're over here.
Should we render our
No, hold on.
here?
Well, we got to get some more information here. So our guy, Austin Rivers, competing for Mr. Nugget.
Yeah, this is big Mr. Nugget energy right
Big Mr. This is big vet energy. This is just great stuff here. He says, this ain't it. Jamal, he tags Jamal. I'm going to call you. First of all, a perfect vet response to be like, hey, man, I know you maybe didn't mean to offend the people who love you so much, the whole entire city that like lives and breathes everything you do.
I'm going to call you and let's talk about this offline.
Let's talk about it offline.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he could have texted that. It's kind of a funny public proclamation. Like,
He could have.
How would you like it, Harrison, if like you said something and I quote tweeted you with like a, hey, Harrison.
I've had this happen in
the
world of Twitter with people here that I work with, and I'm like, did you just quote tweet me, bro?
Let's talk about this offline. Let's go offline.
Anyway, an incredible vet move by Austin Rivers. I thought that was he gets like 3 Mr. Nugget points for this response. And then finally, let's go to Jamal Murray, who addressed this. And I got to say, he saved a lot of this for me. He saved a lot of it. He said, I'm not going to lie. Or he says, wait, let me see. I said, keep the same NRG when I'm playing next year, which is actually a good quote to say. You bump into this guy and you're like, hey, man, yeah, you're feeling good about yourself, aren't you? Next year, MFer. Like, let's see you in the stands talking.
He really showed him up when he gave him the deuces.
Well, that's true. It is incongruent with the fact that he was smiling and hugging the dude.
In photos nowadays, like it's awkward to not do anything with your hand, so you like got a point or like throw a peace sign.
He should he do the boxing thing. He pretended like
dude.
That actually would have been good.
I know.
This happened to me one time. When I'm not going to say who, but somewhat of a rival station. Somebody photobombed me like, hey, Adam, let's get a photo together.
Yeah.
And took one with me. And I'm like, well, what do I do? I gave like a weird face. And then out there, like me and my buddy hanging out. And I was like, what the hell, man? Like, come on.
See,
so maybe that happened.
Yeah, I want to say this is just like 2 celebrities mingling at a club.
Oh, my
but
God.
Sons and 4 guy, I'm not going to give him that distinction.
Eric wants to die right now.
I want to die. I just want to fight. I mean, who wants these hands?
All right, so now we can go to our official review, guys. Common foul.
Well, also, this is compounded by what seemed to be much ado about nothing, but now must be also brought up when we're reviewing just the general behavior that's taken place over the last day and a half.
True.
Jamal Murray also liked a tweet
where
somebody said he did unlike it, but you don't know.
He did like Dev's tweet today, too.
I saw
He
that.
liked Dev's
It was a pandery-ass tweet.
He
Of course,
liked
what it was. He liked the tweet of Dev saying Jamal's awesome and doing a great. Like, come on, man. No way he liked that.
Well, he said he's having fun with it and showing character.
Yeah. Which is true. Like, which is true. Like, there's one thing to say here. Like, I'm not.
Listen.
We love Jamal, man.
Of course.
And the city of Denver loves Jamal. This is why it's so.
Absolutely.
This is why it's so tough, man. Is that you're like,
This is my
love us back.
You got to talk to your man.
Hate our enemies like we hate them.
Come get your man's Denver Nuggets. But I only mentioned that because we have to look at the whole tapestry.
Hold on.
What's going on
Brandon.
online these days when it comes to Jamal Murray?
All right, we got the boss man here. I got to ask you. So you're a bit old school, right? A player, you got Sons and 4 guy. You got You got Sons and 4 guy, right? He gets in that fight, and then you have Jamal Murray shortly after giving the little hug, taking the photo. Is this against your sensibilities?
I mean, it seems wrong.
Yeah, it does. It does seem wrong.
It does seem wrong.
like internet culture now is like if you like someone, they can do whatever they want.
That's kind of true.
As
Yeah,
long as
we'll
it doesn't
stand him
go-
no matter what.
As long as it doesn't go against like certain
So true.
policies.
Right.
But other than that, like as long as you're not offending somebody's whatever, like
I'm offended.
D-line is heavily offended.
I'm offended. I don't need this in my life.
But
we actually went through the Sons in 4 series.
We
Now
did. It was very painful.
now
for
we
us.
gotta be
less painful for him.
It was
I
4
suppose.
games.
This
but
and this freaking guy won't go away.
he won't go away, man. His 15 minutes have been extended to 15 hours.
Dude, it's
crazy.
terrible. So, Brandon, we're ruling here. The overall behavior of Jamal Murray in the past 24 hours online, is it a flagrant foul, flagrant 1, flagrant 2, common foul, or nothing?
it's definitely. I'm gonna say. It's a flagrant 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
And here's what I'm gonna say. Like to go back to the old school thing, it's definitely like.
This is very 2021, I feel like.
Hey, this is like you tell your guys like, hey, go get Jamal, bring him to me. Like, we need to talk. We need to talk. And Jamal shows up like with the guys they brought him in. Jamal's like, what? I didn't do anything. What did I do? And you're like, sit down right now.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't.
Alright.
There is
Alright,
nobody on the Nuggets that's going to do.
So,
that to
okay,
Jamal.
Brandon.
Nobody's doing
Brandon is weighed in with
Nobody's
an
even
official
thinking about
flagrant
doing
1.
that.
Flagrant 1.
Harrison, how say you?
I'm going to just say common foul.
Common foul.
Yeah, I think it's a bad look on the surface because of what happened. The Suns did beat the Nuggets in 4 games.
Beat him down.
Yeah, I'm not going to say this is a flagrant one, though. I think this is common foul.
I am calling this common foul, but I'm also giving him a tech.
It's okay.
That's the same thing as a flagrant one, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's like
If you're
he's not
in the
gonna
news.
he's not gonna get kicked out. Of
How are you even in the news? You had to do. It had to be a. It couldn't be.
That's
a common
true.
Foul. Like if you
Well, it's a
even
foul,
in the news right now, you
but
did
that's the
something
tech.
Really wrong.
Right.
But that's the tech. He gets the technical on top of the common foul. I get free throws and I get the ball.
You're like when you get a speeding ticket and they're like, look, it's not gonna be a speeding ticket, but it is gonna be a non-moving vehicle. You're like,
Yeah.
fewer points or something.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
I'll take it.
I came in pretty hot. Like I had big flagrant 2 vibes earlier.
Yeah.
But I just love Jamal too much, so I'm knocking it down.
I got a speeding ticket maybe 2 years ago, and they knocked it down to allowing a minor to drive or something. I was like,
I don't want that on my
I know. I was
record.
kind of like, this is somehow less bad than speeding. Like, all right, I allowed a minor to operate a motor vehicle. That's weird. So that's on my record now.
Terrible parent.
I give it a flagrant 1. I give it
No,
a flagrant. I'm
flagrant
sorry,
one.
it's a flagrant 1.
Okay.
This is deeply offensive, but not thrown out of the game. Just don't get another one, or
I
else
mean,
you are thrown out.
let's remember how Suns in 4 originated. He was punching a Nuggets fan.
That guy had it coming though.
Who sucker punched him in the first place?
What was that fan wearing? What jersey?
Jamal Murray?
Jamal Murray jersey. A Jamal Murray jersey. Now, did he have it? I mean, we're not going to stand Nuggets Lloyd Christmas over here, but man.
I mean, thinking about who was originally in the wrong, it was not Suns in 4 guy.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go to break, guys. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk.
I'm just disgusted through and through. I don't know if I'm going to recover.
The other side of the break, we've got a very exciting and interesting prospect, Usman Garuba. Very excited to talk about him on the other side.
Usman. Yeah, guys, if you got some Mile High City Copper Lager at home and you're watching the show, crack it open. Crack it open right now for this next segment. If you need to pick some up,
Drink heavily now.
yeah, the Usman Garuba highlight film it goes down a little better. It's a Mile High City Copper
Me, I just
Lager.
need to recover from this Jamal saga.
I know it's very unsettling.
It was
but
tough. That was a tough segment.
I already
Tough
forgive him.
segment.
Though.
It wasn't
I
tough.
already forgive him.
Yeah, tough talk, tough love, but we're back.
We're back. Yeah.
The Mile High City Copper Lager, you can get it from Breck Brew. You can get it at the farmhouse. You can get it at your local liquor store. It's got that Nuggets Skyline blue can with the Nuggets logo on it. Great for every occasion. Great for a July 4th party. Great for a day in the park. Great for a
Forgetting
night
something that
at
you're
the
a
bar.
superstar in your team has done.
Yeah, they probably don't serve that at Riot House. We wouldn't let them serve that.
No, nor would
wouldn't
yeah,
let them.
They don't deserve it.
Pick up some Mile High City Copper Lager today. Also, you can get 25% off your first order of Strava Craft coffee, the best coffee around, which is packed with CBD that can help relieve back pain, arthritis, neck pain, shoulder pain, aches and pains all over your body, IBS, tons of stuff. You can get Strava Craft coffee for 25% off when you use the code DNVR 888-728-2525. If you're a returning Strava Craft Coffee customer, go to StravaCraftCoffee.com. Use the code DNVR20 for 20% off your purchase.
I got a little knee ache.
Oh, do
A
you?
little hoop yesterday.
And you're
man.
drinking a Monster.
Drinking a Monster. A little trailer park coffee for sure. Trailer park espresso. All right, so we've done Duarte. We did Primo, who definitely wins the name. Although I got to say, Usman Garuba, also a cool name.
Garuba.
I'm probably saying it wrong, but I can't wait to find out the actual pronunciation. But I will say this. My favorite prospect so far. Very, very intrigued. Harrison, start us off here. What do we need to know? Yeah, prospecting. Here it is every Wednesday, you guys know. By the way, next week, probably prospecting every single day of the week. The draft not too far away.
We got to ramp it up.
We're going to start ramping it up. But prospecting, Harrison, give us the lowdown.
So Usman Garuba, 19 years old.
Okay.
He plays in Spain for Real Madrid right now. So really young. He's 6'8", 230 pounds. The things that jump out about Usman Garuba, his defensive versatility, I think first and foremost. He's got a really high defensive ceiling. He's quick for his size.
Yeah.
He also plays really, really hard.
Really hard.
Like, that's something that jumps out on the film. Any highlight tape you watch, like, the guy is going all out all the time. His motor's incredible.
Locked in.
Yeah. So those are the two pros that stand out. Another pro, it seems like he's got a lot of potential as a passer. Now,
not a little pro. I passing is like a thing I've hyper paid attention, especially from bigs.
Yeah.
He makes some passes and like routinely, especially these interior passes close, really close. Like you're on the short roll and you have to make a little like 4-foot pass in tight space. Really good at those.
Yeah.
So I actually think that's a legitimate skill for him. Going forward.
I would definitely slot that in the pro category. The cons, raw and unpolished. He's super young and he's playing in the top league in Europe, or the top league in Spain and the EuroLeague for Real Madrid. He's only playing around like 16 minutes a game, 17, 18 minutes a game. So he's not getting a ton of playing time. So you would expect him to be a little raw at this stage. And also his shooting, he has knocked down some threes, as you'll see in the highlights that we've got, but doesn't like project to come into the league as an above average shooter or anything close. His shooting needs a lot of work from three and the free throw line, but there's a lot to like. A lot to like about Usman Garuba. I feel like in a draft that wasn't so stacked, this guy would be a lottery pick. I really feel like now he's projected more as a mid-first rounder to a guy who could go in the early 20s.
Do we have the highlights to kind of play as we kind of talk about him?
Did he play?
Standard highlights and passing.
Let's go standard. Let's go standard first.
Did this guy play with Facu? Is Real Madrid going to hate us for pilfering their team?
I don't think so. So you can see he's the one that made the pass on the short roll, because that's one of the things he can.
These might be the passing highlights, actually.
Oh, these are the passing highlights.
Well,
Yeah, we
these
don't
are the
need
regular
those.
ones.
All right, here we go. Some regular highlights. Nice little cut. There's nothing.
You can
impressive
just
about
like
that.
see the athleticism. It
Definitely
jumps
some
off the
athleticism.
screen.
Defensive highlights are really what impress, because the way I look at this guy,
There's a three.
His negatives are that his shot is gross. Like it doesn't look like it's going to be a good shot. But look at how active he is defensively.
It's an incredible
man.
defensive play.
Nonstop. He's got great hands, so he like uses those hands really well defensively. And then he's just got great rotation. Like he's right there. You see he actually stunts and then recovers really quick. He's just very good at that.
And he's
active.
only 19 years old, man. He's so young. And this is, many would say, the top league in Europe.
Yeah. So many people are saying. So I think look at these.
Look at this. Yeah.
He's in,
and then he recovers for the block.
Yeah. His motor to me is pretty undeniable. Not even just motor, like his defensive aptitude. I think to me he looks like an immediate good defender who has like awareness, but projects to be a very good one. And it's funny, the two guys I would most comp him to, of course, anytime you comp, then people, like, oh, come on, you're being crazy here.
I know who you're going to say.
Well, one is Paul Millsap, because he does have, like, later maybe we'll see some of his, like, handle and shot. And they just, Millsap, he has a very effective handle and a very effective shot, but they both look like really bad. That's how Usman is. I don't know if he'll actually come around as a shooter or as a handler. But defensively, just the way he sort of reads the court. I mean, Paul Millsap reads the court so well defensively. He's always able to kind of make the right rotations and be here or there.
Look at that block.
But if you want to go the highest upside for him, like he kind of reminds you of a Draymond Green.
He does.
I mean, physically, even like his body is Draymond Green.
I mean, way more athletic though than Draymond really ever was.
More athletic, but the way he defends, Draymond makes all the right rotations, but he almost makes them aggressively, not just getting to the spot and not like. It seems like Usman gets to the spot and attacks, like gets in position and then attacks, and I really like it.
The one thing I'd be a little worried about with his defense, his rookie year, his first couple years in the league, the fouling, because I feel like he can probably get away with stuff in the ACB in the EuroLeague that he's not going to get away with at the NBA level. He's just going to get called for a lot of fouls, I feel like, his first couple years, but he can grow from that.
That shot is really gross, though. Like I know it goes in sometimes, but I really don't like it at all. His handle's even worse than his shot. That handle's a thing that you guys can work on, and I don't know that he's going to be the all-around type player, or if Denver would even need him to be. But those are definitely things that you look at. Like Denver has not had a power forward who could not bring the ball up, like just absolutely could not, and he would probably be one where it's like, I don't get the rebound. Somebody's got to go get it from him because you don't want him in open court. But the passing, do we have the passing highlights now?
Yeah, let's go to the passing.
Let's go to the passing ones. 'Cause I'm going to show if he had no offensive skill, he would be a fun prospect, but you're like, he's kind of just damned. You have to be able to do something offensively. And his passing, especially his like tip passing around the basket, is really impressive in a way that I think is important for Denver's offensive
Does
style.
he remind you of your guy, Paul Reed?
No, not really.
That's a smart pass out to the corner. Like,
that's a good one.
That's the correct read.
Yeah, that one's a good one. I want to see some of these more touch passes that he gets that are like so fascinating. Ooh, that's a good one. A little wraparound. That's a unique one.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get any of these touch passes. There it is. Like these types of really short space
on the move,
on the roll. I think he would be a very good pick and roll player.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I actually really like him. He's a project, and I don't know. Who knows what Denver's looking for? But if you just think about, okay, long term, I don't know if Denver's in long term planning anymore. Like if he's a 2 or 3 year project type guy, I don't know if they're in that zone. But if you look at it and think, if this guy was a Draymond type defender, if he could be that, or even a Paul Millsap type defender, well, we know Paul Millsap elevated Denver's defense, and and Denver got Paul Millsap late in the career. Can you mold this guy to be that, or even better, to fit more tailor-made to fit Denver's needs? That would be a great fit.
I just really like how he could fit with this roster right now. I mean, he's 6'8" with a 7'3" wingspan. He's really long. He's really athletic. He's just kind of that type of guy that Denver needs next to Nikola Jokic, And I mean, obviously that's projecting down the line a lot, but
Eric, does it scare you at all if it's a player that it's funny because we talk about Duarte, but even if he came in, probably not playing a whole lot. I don't know. Zeke Naji looks like a great player, but he's not even didn't play this year.
No.
Does it worry you at all that this is a guy that's a true project, even more so than like a Zeke Naji?
No, I think that's the right move. I think that they should continue to do what they always do, which is get a guy, have him sit for a year, bring him in when he's ready. Like the Nuggets are not really in a place where I think it's smart for them to get a rookie that they're going to be reliant upon.
Yeah.
Especially like a guy like this, it looks like, excuse me. I mean, he's in a position that we have actually like a lot of players, like your Zeke Najis, your Jermichael Greens. I mean, there's a little bit of a traffic jam at that specific spot. I mean, depending upon Aaron Gordon too. I see a little Aaron Gordon in him. Like not a great shooter from the outside. I don't know. I mean, this is my first. I mean, I obviously do a ton of research before I come to the show, so this is not the first time I've seen him. But if it was the first time I'd seen him, I'd say I'm moderately intrigued, but it's not exactly the type of player that I feel like the Nuggets should be after.
He's maybe a less flashy player. Like a lot of times, shooters are the guys that every fan falls in love with. Because like, man, we need shooting, and look at how many shots he can make. But even like JJ Redick, if you remember when he came in, one of the best shooters college basketball's ever seen. He came into the NBA. It took him a long time before he became an NBA shooting guard. Yeah. I think with him, I poked around. I started asking some of my draft guys and international guys that have watched him. And the one thing I heard from a couple different people was, and it's funny because he's only 19, he's pretty young, that he hasn't really developed offensively over the last 2 years. So even though defensively he's kind of become the stud, his shot and handle still look like they did maybe 2 years ago.
I know, that's the funniest thing, like just in development viewing people and what they can become and the development. Like, you can learn a jump shot, and some people just can't learn a jump shot.
Most people actually.
Yeah,
can.
that's actually
the thing.
they're like, oh well, he can't shoot, but get him in the NBA, and then then he also can't shoot.
Along the same line, one other player I would give my third comp besides Millsap and Draymond, or maybe OG Anunoby.
Yeah,
he actually has some OG Anunoby in him, and just the way he moves, his strength, and the way he's
he's a big guy.
He's a big guy, and he's so like. He's not off balance when he reaches for steal. Like, he reaches really hard and recovers, and that reminds me.
I wonder if
OG.
the offensive development or the lack thereof, if anything, has to do with the fact that, okay, he's in Europe, he's a big man, he's on this Real Madrid team where he's obviously not asked to score and really create offense, and the shooting you'd like to see him develop a little more. But I wonder if at all it's just all right, this is your role, you play it well. You're surrounded by a lot of talent. Keep doing what you need or what we need you to do.
Family hails from Nigeria, by the way. Now settled in Spain.
Oh,
so Spain.
Monte.
What's that? A little Monte.
We got Monte connection.
A little Wancho connection, maybe.
What?
Spanish. So, I don't know. Maybe that plays into it. I mean, we've talked, as weird as it is to say. I mean, we have talked that Denver seems to have better luck with international players than.
Denver should focus exclusively on international players.
Nobody else wants
from
to be
this
here,
point forward.
Yeah. Just going back to his motor, man. The Nuggets don't have a guy with the type of motor that he's got, and how hard he plays every single possession.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looked.
I love a guy.
He reminded me a little bit when I very first saw him of a taller Kenneth Reed.
I don't necessarily see that as much. One, because one's such an offensive player, one's a defensive player. But I see what you're saying just about the intensity.
He's got really long arms.
Yeah.
He's taller than Fareed. He's bigger than Fareed is.
Yeah.
About the same height.
About the same height. 6'9",
really?
right? Because he's not that tall. 6'8".
Oh, he's more filled out than I guess.
That's why I say he's Draymond.
Huge, man.
He's a big guy.
Huge.
He looks like Draymond, where he's got a long wingspan, but he's not actually that tall.
Yeah.
And he looks like he will eventually be strong enough to guard fives, because he's just so stout. I do think it's funny. Malone has referenced so many times, I think even including this last year, about toughness and how not everybody values toughness or something. He almost made it sound like he was calling out the organization. He's like, not everybody in this organization values it the way I do. He seems to me like one of those guys where he's just a hard hat lunch pail guy, and he'll bring some of that. So I just declared Vlatko the future of the power forward.
That's what I mean.
Let's get a new one.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
What is this?
We've got Vlatko. We've got Najee. We've got. All of these guys are sort of slotted in that spot.
You cast a wide net, though. You just have to.
A bench unit with Facu, who obviously has an incredible motor, Garuba, and Garuba would be just wild.
Zeke Najee too, who I think plays really hard. So you could, it could be a good one. Who else is on that bench unit? Dozier.
Dozier.
He plays pretty hard. Well, who knows?
Jermichael Green, maybe.
So you have a pretty wild one. I like him the most so far. I'm not sure that he's a guy that Denver is on Denver's radar or will take, but I like him. I'm intrigued. I would say I'm intrigued. I want to research more on him.
I like him the most out of the guys we've looked at so far. And going back to what I was saying earlier, I just feel like if this class wasn't so stacked, he'd be going a lot higher. He just has the intangibles, I feel like. 19 years old, he's got the body. He's playing at a really high level in Spain. You can see just the flashes of IQ and his feel for the game. I'm surprised he's not going higher in the draft, to be honest.
Offense so rough. I think that's really what it is. And how many teams look at it and think, we can only have one guy who can't shoot. Is this our guy?
Yeah.
Eric?
I don't know. I don't know. I got to see more people. Just got to see more people.
But so far, we've seen 3.
Yeah, I mean, I would be more apt to pick a shooter.
Okay.
At this point, like you said, I mean, if that's Duarte or if that's Prima, of those two, I think probably Duarte.
Yeah.
But again, just cannot get past the visual of Duarte looking like the guy.
It's a tough thing to get past.
It's a really tough thing to overcome, man. All right, let's take our final break. On the other side, we're going to talk a little bit about the game 1 of the finals. We haven't talked about that yet. And then, of course, snake draft, comedic actors. I can't wait. On Wednesday, we always do it. We're going to snake draft it.
Oh, man, this is going to be brutal.
In the comments, let me know. I'm going to be reading the comments during this break. Let me know what you think of Usman Garuba.
Great name, also. Great name. Chris Duarte definitely has the worst name out of those.
It's true.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of checks against him, but it's surprising I like him the best.
Yeah, guys, really excited to say we're now sponsored
Crazy.
by Ball. Yes, as in Ball Arena, the arena that the Denver Nuggets play in. Also, as in the aerospace technology company. And also, of course, the world's largest aluminum can and packaging manufacturer. That's how I know Ball. Like, I know them as the company that makes aluminum cans. But I did not know that they're this aerospace technology company that's doing a lot of good in this world. They've been leading global sustainability efforts for decades. In 2018 and 2019, Ball Aerospace developed image surveillance systems to observe natural resources from space and methane, ozone, even land and water use. So by 2030, Ball aims to reduce operational carbon emissions by 55% and across their value chain by 16% from 2017 levels. And of course, they're also the company that makes the 8, 12, and 16-ounce can sizes for all kinds of liquids. If you want to work at Ball, they're hiring right here in Golden. You can check them out at jobs.ball.com and search for Golden. That's jobs.ball.com and search for Golden. Or you can simply text Golden to 77222. Like I said, they're a lot more than just the aluminum can manufacturer. They are this aerospace technology company that's doing a lot of good in this world. So check them out today. Also, make sure to check out DraftKings. You can check out Manscaped. Make sure to check out Manscaped. You can pick up your Lawnmower 4.0 right now from Manscaped. Way improved from the Lawnmower 3.0. You've got that 4000K LED spotlight. You've got the wireless charging.
I don't
You've
understand
got
how wireless charging is a thing. I don't understand it.
What do you mean?
Like, how do you charge something wirelessly?
Are you familiar with?
I get that part of it.
Are you familiar with lightning?
Yeah.
You've seen electricity travel through the air.
Is that what it is? Wow.
Have you never seen like a
I have seen
iPhone wireless
lightning.
charger?
I'm learning so much science today.
You also get the travel bag, of course. Big value there. I think it's like a $39 value. Different blade lengths as well, sizes 1 through 4. So you can pick it all up from Manscaped at manscaped.com. And if you use the promo code DNVR, you're going to save 20% plus free shipping.
Yep.
So go to manscaped.com, use the code DNVR, get 20% off your Lawnmower 4.0, whatever other product you might be buying from Manscaped, and you can get that all for 20% off with the code DNVR.
In the chat. It's great. Keep it coming, guys.
Is it
Magnets.
is it
okay.
working, or-
Lightning. What else do we have? Also, somebody says, "Do you know how magnets work?" Nope.
Not really.
Not really.
They
Not
just
a very
work, kinda.
surface level. There's the positive and negative charge,
Sure,
and
sure.
Electricity is electrons. You know how magnets work? Electrons.
This has gotten no
that's-
closer to understanding
that's
how the
that Drake
wireless
University
4.0
education right
charging
there
works. I don't
from
get how
Cal.
this. But thank you guys.
Areas of positive want to travel to areas of negative, and go ahead.
Finally, at Green Mountain Dental Group, you can pick up a free Sonicare toothbrush when you schedule a cleaning, x-ray, and exam. A top-line electric toothbrush that's really expensive. You don't want to just go to Target and buy one of those things. Might as well get it from Green Mountain Dental Group when you schedule a cleaning, x-ray, and exam. They're located 15 minutes from downtown Denver. Pick one up today. Free Sonicare toothbrush from Green Mountain Dental Group when you schedule a cleaning, x-ray, and exam.
All right, back here, final segment on the DNBA show, the DNVR Nuggets podcast. Don't forget, you can listen to this as a podcast as well. Quickly, guys, I only say quickly because I only watched the very end of game 1 of the finals. I had my own game going on, significantly better than the finals.
Do you want to give a recap of that instead?
Incredible game. You guys would probably really enjoy it. Everyone was old and tired. Nobody could make a shot. But the finals went on. The Suns win game 1, commanding fashion. They're pretty much dominant. Chris Paul continues to dominate these playoffs. You have any takeaways, Eric, from the game?
Well, like I was telling you, the game started exactly how I described it could go, and then Chris Paul went absolutely insane, and it fell to bits. I mean, early on, Brook Lopez was doing well. He was eating, like I said, he might be able to, and then, but it just hasn't. Like the Bucks got close, and then the Sun. It was just one of those games where they
feels like the Bucks have. They're really good defensively, but they have to really work on offense. And I feel like the Suns just get easy stuff, man. They always get what they want.
The Bucks offense, I've said this on the pod before, is terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty.
The Bucks offense, I can't believe that's a modern day offense in the NBA. Like, it works for Brooklyn, because they have Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant.
It works for Milwaukee. They're in the NBA Finals.
Well, they're so good defensively. They're so good defensively.
Yeah. They beat the Hawks without Trae Young, and then the Nets without Kyrie Irving.
Well, let's talk about the Suns' path if we're going down that route.
Yeah. I mean,
Honestly, both teams. Yeah, this entire playoffs, whatever. It's simultaneously very impressive and completely unimpressive.
Yeah, to me, this is one of these games where they come out and you're like, oh, well, that's it. Series over. There's nothing they can do. They've got to counter to everything. And then the next game happens. You're like, oh, man.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I don't necessarily feel that way. That went how I expected game one to go, which is that Phoenix was going to have the upper hand. Giannis had to come back, all this. But what about you, Harrison? Do you feel like, that Suns are just better? Or do you feel
okay. I think the Suns are definitely the better team. I mean, this would be a different story if Giannis was completely healthy, I think.
He looked pretty goddamn healthy, man.
Did he, though? He looked good at the beginning of the game, but I'd say he was at 60%.
He wasn't. He really wasn't getting to the rim as easily as he typically does.
I think that's mental. I think it's a lot of mental.
Maybe, he was getting the ball knocked away from him quite a bit and being sent to the free throw line.
It's scary, man, to go in and, when you don't know. I mean, it's scary to watch.
Yeah. So Giannis looked better than I thought he would, but he wasn't good enough last night for the Bucks to win the series, I don't think.
Yeah.
And the other thing that stood out to me was the Bucks switched up how they were guarding the pick and roll throughout the game. They switched it sometimes. They had Brook Lopez drop sometimes. And most of the time, Phoenix just figured out a way to score and figured out a way to generate open looks, which is really what they've been doing throughout the entire playoffs. They just figure teams out. No matter what coverage, no matter what defense you play, they've got the players, the playmakers, the attackers, the shooters, just to figure you out. And the coaching, too, I think is a big part of it as well. Chris Paul's just been masterful, and he was that in game one.
I can't believe what we're seeing out of Chris Paul. He is so much more dominant than I ever remember him being. He's always been good, but I'm never oh man, we're gonna get an offensive barrage from Chris Paul tonight.
But here's the thing, man, and this is one of the lessons I wish people would learn about basketball in general is there are some players that can transcend, like Kevin Durant, maybe LeBron James. Doesn't matter who you put them alongside, they're gonna look incredible and they're gonna have a top offense, this or that. There are other players and great players at that who are a little bit more, dependent on the guys that are around them, or a player like Chris Paul who's going to also always be an engine in and of himself. But if you give him Devin Booker and Ayton and then Jay Crowder and all these guys that are great spot-ups, how easy is it? They have so many different ways to beat you because they have so many guys that in any given night could be an X factor. If you look at the box score last night, Chris Paul was great. So was 5 or 6 of the Suns players.
I know, but just the thing where Chris Paul goes off and he scores 20 points in a row, and you're like,
right.
My God, he's hitting from absolutely everywhere. Can't miss a shot, hitting 3-pointers. Just watching. I'm like, I didn't know that this was Chris Paul still had this. This is insane.
So here's what we're not even really arguing. I'm just trying to highlight a point here. If you could create an offense whereby you knew every single time Jokic would receive the short roll and shoot a 6-foot floater, how many of those do you think he would make in a given game?
Probably quite a few, but then I wouldn't also expect him to step back and hit a 3-pointer.
Yeah,
he's doing everything.
I'm not trying to take away from Chris Paul. Chris Paul's clearly, 32 points last night on 12-19 shooting. I'm just saying that Phoenix Suns team is so good, man. We talk about bad shooters, you can all have one. They have 0. Crowder can knock down his shots. Bridges can knock down his shots. Chris Paul, obviously. Devin Booker, elite. And Ayton, both a rim threat and a pick and pop threat. They have 5 guys that are always pulling you. And by the way, they also have guys that can put the ball on the floor and do whatever. So I just think that this is a team where it's you have to pick your poison. And maybe this is what will happen in the next game is you say, you know what, we're not letting Chris Paul beat us. But Devin Booker will beat you. Ayton will beat you. Somebody else will beat you.
It goes back to what we talked about all season about the Suns. That team was constructed so perfectly. So perfect. They have all the right pieces. They have all the right guys to fill every single role. They've got the leadership, they got the shooting, they got the defense. It's just a beautifully constructed team. Yeah, it really is.
Really beautifully constructed. And they got enough guys on the cheap contracts that you can make it work. That's the hidden key of all of this.
Yep.
All right, so I like it. We'll talk game 2 tomorrow, but Phoenix, I picked Phoenix in 5. I'm feeling good about it.
Me too.
I was telling Eric before, DraftKings gave us that boost, so I won that bet. But then I also had another bet, Suns in 5, and also Bucks to win but lose game 1. So now it was the perfect hedge because I'm going to win no matter what now. And it just feels like it felt like it was the obvious thing that was always going to happen. Phoenix was going to win game 1, whether they're going to win the series or not.
Yeah.
So here we are. All right, it's the time everybody was waiting for here on Wednesday. Before we get out of today's show, as we prepare for the draft, we like to do mock drafts on here.
We need to be sure that we know how drafts work.
It's a snake draft.
We're going to go into the draft. How do somebody's picking?
So
what
true.
do we do? I don't.
Got to get familiar with the concept of a draft.
But the one question I have is: does the NBA use the snake draft concept when they draft their players?
They do.
Oh, they
but
do.
There's so many trades,
I see.
But it is technically.
They're like, Denver's on the clock. You have 2 picks in a row. The last pick of the draft.
Actually, so here we go. This is it. Comedic actors.
No.
Comedic actors. Now, what does this mean? It's not comedians. It's comedic actors. So you have to combine it. Maybe it's a great comedian, but they're really just stand-up. As you put them in a movie, it's kind of bad. So you have to weigh this. All right, you have to weigh this.
I just need to make a point real quick that I've had the last pick in back-to-back drafts.
Wow, Kale. We had no idea how malleable this snake draft was. Very malleable. And just as a heads up,
I've done no research. I'm going to get smoked.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm going to get embarrassed in this draft too.
Sweet.
Now Adam's got the last pick.
So here's the thing. We're going to pick 5. There's going to be 5 rounds. Afterwards, we're going to do another 5 rounds, a round 2, if you will. And that will go up for DNVR members only behind the paywall. So we'll keep this going. It's been fun doing the second round because the second round you start to really have to pick some not so great ones.
All right. Do I get the number 1 pick? Of course. With the number 1 pick in the 2021 Comedic Actors Draft on the DNBA show starring Eric and Adam and Harrison.
He doesn't know who's going to pick.
I will take the obvious pick, which is Bill Murray. I will take Bill Murray, number 1.
Number 2. He was my number 2.
Let's we can go. Bill Murray, number 1.
Really. Do you have a favorite Bill Murray?
I mean, I like the body of work. I enjoy Ghostbusters. I just like what Bill Murray's all about. Even, Groundhog Day. I mean,
you said that as if it was bad. Groundhog Day is a fantastic.
No, I'm saying like that's obviously when you count like.
Yeah,
but I just like the
you
I like
count
the
it, yep.
presence of Bill Murray on this earth.
Yeah.
Life Aquatic, not that funny, kind of more absurdist, but it is a comedy.
He does have some funny lines in it, though. Bill Murray is a great first pick. Harrison, what do you have? I can't believe you guys didn't prepare for this.
I will take Robin Williams, R.I.P.
Damn it, that was my first
man.
pick. That was my first pick. So 1-2.
Okay, all right.
So far, we're pretty chalk here. Do you have a favorite Robin Williams? My favorite role for him is Good Will Hunting, but that's he's
not
exactly a comedic performance.
There's maybe
He's
a line
got
or two.
like one. He's like, hey, you're the shepherd when you tell him to F you.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite. I like them
Okay. All right. Well, there we go.
No, you
I
get 2
am
picks
up.
in a row.
Comedic actor. Did I make sure this was like you act as the acting?
Oh boy,
as
just spit it out.
important?
Just spit it out, Adam.
I'm going with Steve Carell.
Okay.
Hilarious actor.
Okay,
he
great,
makes.
great.
No, we get to talk about this.
I know.
2 R's, 2 L's. I think. Steve
Good
Carell's a fan. I don't think he's like the funniest person, and he picks some really bad movies. I think like he doesn't always pick very good roles. Very.
Well, I think he
hilarious, though.
tries to expand out of like the comedic actor Steve Carell.
Which he can do.
Yeah.
But Steve Carell to me. Oh my God, this number 2 one is going to get people are not going to enjoy
Oh
it as
boy,
much.
Adam's already talking it back. Hasn't even put it out. Talking it back.
This is my own personal. I'm honest. You guys will pander to the audience, but I'm honest. I'm going with Ben Stiller. I love Ben Stiller.
Oh my
He cracks me up, man. Some of my favorite movies. Ben Stiller.
I mean, do you feel like this is a
Controversial.
deep
I feel like
cut?
most people would have taken him 3rd or 4th round. I'm taking him my 2nd pick.
All right.
I will
Meet the
take.
Parents.
Yeah, I mean he was good in that. I'll take Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's a good one.
Take Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy,
Well dated, but-
not great in this decade or the previous decade.
one, but he had a really great run in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, he has a run of hits that dried up pretty quickly and pretty. I guess if you look at the Shrek films, those are his less great ones.
Bill Murray doesn't exactly have banger after banger coming out right now, but Nonetheless.
But he didn't have like a very clear dry period where it
That's
just
true.
ended.
That's true.
Eddie Murray just lost it one day, never to return.
Eddie Murray, I think he made all the money and fame he needed for
Eddie Murphy,
5 lifetimes.
Yeah,
Like, you know what?
You're not wrong. Okay, I will take with the second pick in the great comedic actors draft. I will take Will Ferrell.
All right. He was my least favorite, but it's going to be a fan favorite.
And I feel like...
Do you know how podcasts work? We talk about our picks. That's the key to the podcast. You never want to mention why Will Ferrell.
I think he's funny.
He's been in a lot.
He's been in a lot of...
Been in a lot.
Been in a lot of bad movies, man. A lot of not funny movies.
Oh, but he's been in some of the greatest movies ever. Old School is one of the funniest comedies ever
he's
to be
a bit
made.
part in that one. Yeah, that's why I like him. Small role.
Small role?
Small role in it, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Old School?
He did not have a small role.
Wedding Crashers, he was good.
Another small role.
Another
That's where
supporting
he
role.
excels as
does.
the
I agree with that.
like,
Anchorman?
third wheel. I think it's okay. I think it's
Anchorman was good.
It's fantastic.
it's okay. It's okay.
Anchorman's
It's good.
great.
It's good.
Anchorman 2 is an affront before God, but Anchorman, a great film and a very funny performance by Will Ferrell. All right, my pick again. Now is where I have to decide
Peeking off your draft.
how much I want to appear that I
Be
am
honest.
a person that likes what all people like. Oh, boy. Okay, so my God, I don't know who to pick. I think I might pick. You know what? F it. I'm going Tina Fey. Put it on the board. Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Wow.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite
Yeah,
Tina Fey
movie.
performance?
Or show.
I mean, I just enjoy Tina. Well, 30 Rock, she's incredible.
Okay.
She also writes it. Saturday Night Live, she's fantastic. Not a ton of movies that I like of Tina Fey's, but I just enjoy her.
Okay. I'm going a little off the board with my third pick. This
Okay.
is kind of an Usman Garuba pick, I
Okay.
think. I'm going
The one-way player here.
Going Sacha Baron
I had him
Cohen.
on my list.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
It is
I don't need any help on that last name.
I don't know if I can give you help. Let me see.
Sacha Baron.
SACHA BARONCOHEN.
BARON.
BARONCOCHEN.
Yeah. That's an interesting one.
He's incredible. Like, he's absolutely ridiculous.
Ollie G, pretty funny. That people don't realize that Ollie G shows back in the day. So fucking
incredible,
hilarious.
man.
Sacha Baron Cohen is an absolute genius.
Yeah, he is. I don't like comedic genius is the one that gets overused by far the most. He is a comedic genius.
Yeah.
I think.
An absolute genius. Like, he's just able to go into these insane situations where he is playing a full character.
Yeah.
Stay in character to the point, like, where if he were to break character, he would literally just get beaten up.
Like, you might get shot. Yeah.
He is first team all not breaking
He's
character.
incredible, man.
He's not the GOAT though. Nathan Fielder's the GOAT. He hasn't ever broken character.
Yeah, but he has just the one
Yeah.
character.
Andy Kaufman is like
He's never broken character.
That actually just might
ever.
be him.
it might be at some point you
We'll
are.
never know.
If you pretend your whole life to be a person, are you the person you were or the person
Yeah.
you pretended to be? It's for the philosophers. My next one.
Oh, boy.
Very personal again, guys. Very
great.
personal again.
Who started in
Vince Vaughn. We're going with Vince Vaughn.
Vaughn.
Hilarious.
Dude, this is just not at all the list. This is not at all the list I thought Adam would be giving out.
Really?
I was a huge fan of comedy from 2000.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. This is all what I was.
Are you gonna take?
This is when I was your age.
Adam,
Kale,
are you
is
gonna
what it
take
is.
Owen Wilson next? Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna. My next one, well, Owen Wilson, I really do like, but he's not
too.
like I can't. I don't think he'll make my list. Maybe the fifth round. We'll
Let's
see if
find
he's
out. Let's
available.
find
We'll find out. But I'm gonna take Jason Bateman. I think Jason Bateman is so good at playing funny. Like again,
You have,
his
like-
acting makes it
Dude,
funny.
your list is so not what I thought it would
You
be,
have-
man.
You have three. You have three of the same guy, and then Vince Vaughn.
Adam likes the same movies I like. I would have never thought. Like Wedding Crashers. One of my favorite movies.
the first time I'm laughing so hard I'm crying in the show.
Oh, man. All right.
It's true. The frat pack. That's my squad. That's my squad, man. That's what they're called.
All right. I'm going to take Adam Sandler.
All right.
Take Adam
right.
Sandler.
A
I
little
feel like
lowbrow for my taste,
Yeah, well,
but
that's-
I'm fine with that.
yeah, I know.
I like lowbrow
picked-
movies.
No, I know you picked Entourage. We were all here for it.
That was more of a just a
Sure,
pandering pick.
Listen, I get it. Adam Sandler. I mean, you're definitely going to win over a good portion of the crowd with that.
Yeah.
Me, a deep thinker, a highbrow gentleman. I have to hold myself to a higher standard. I can't pander the way that you pander. So I'm going to take with the fourth pick in the great comedic actors draft of 2021. I'm going to take Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd is so
Nice.
likable, man. See, I could have had him on mine, and it would have completed the full set of like.
He's the same guy.
likable, the straight guy where everybody else is funny. Yeah,
And I'm going to finish this out with.
Oh man, this is tough.
You know what?
Who's the oldest?
Seth
Eddie
Rogen.
Murphy.
Put it on there.
Seth
Seth
Rogen.
Rogen.
All
Put it
right.
on there. That's a winning team. I just
Also, not a
assembled.
fan of Seth Rogen and Will Ferrell. To me, the same thing. Like, give me 10 minutes of them, and
What are you talking about? The same thing. Look at your goddamn list.
my list is great, man. People are,
All three of these lists.
yeah, these are all funny. They're all funny
mean,
people.
I
Comedians
feel like
make
I'm
you
just
feel
going to
great.
take the best actor available here.
best actor.
Or best comedic actor available.
Yeah, BAA.
Yeah.
BCAA.
BCAA. And take Jim Carrey.
All right. It's a throwback. I don't feel like you really mean that, but
Is that how you spell his last name?
we don't know.
I just took Ace Ventura in our
You
behind the paywall draft.
I'm not.
edition.
I want to redraft.
All right, my last
I
one.
hate my pick.
Comedic acting.
And we've talked a lot about that Dumb and Dumber scene on this show a lot. So
I'm gonna have to go with Steve Martin.
okay,
Steve Martin.
I can respect that.
Going
pick.
with Steve Martin. A little classic.
Yeah,
a little
I
classic
can
pick
respect
here.
that pick.
Three
Very
Amigos,
classic.
one of my favorite movies growing up.
Wow.
Absolute favorite.
That's. I've not watched
It's
it.
better.
I've not watched Three Amigos in some time, but I
Held up
can't,
last time I watched it. It was like 9 years ago.
I can't think that it's gonna. I gotta feel like that would get that movie would be canceled.
To be canceled today.
That is big cancel fare. The Three Amigos. the three white guys walking around in the sombreros. I don't know that.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
That's our draft, huh? How do we do here? Let's see. Bill Murray, Will Ferrell, Tina Fey, Paul Rudd, Seth
I
Rogen.
thought I would definitely lose this draft. I think I might win it.
Sacha Baron Cohen too early, man. That
Really?
yeah.
yeah, a little early.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
a
like
little
he's
early.
so underrated,
I feel
man.
like that's gonna play well on Twitter.
He's so underrated.
I'll be honest. Bad Sacha Baron Cohen is like bad Adam Sandler. It's
I'm
like
upset
really
for myself.
bad.
I wanted to take. Shouldn't have taken Seth Rogen.
All right, we're going to put the poll out on Twitter, guys, as soon as the show is over. You guys can let us know. And then, of course, overtime, we're going to keep this horrible draft going for 5 more rounds. We're already out of comedians. We're going to have to really dig deep. Somebody's going to take some comedians they really don't care for too much.
Should have taken Dave Chappelle. Why didn't I take Dave Chappelle?
I know Dave Chappelle, because he's not necessarily an actor.
Like,
You know,
what
he is in
mo-
a couple movies that are pretty
I don't
funny.
know if I can. I've
He's the
seen a
funniest
movie
guy,
with
and his
Dave
show is
Chappelle.
the funniest, but
Yeah.
the wide range, I don't know. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, hit that like button on the way out. And I'll see everybody tomorrow.